And welcome back to Any Percent, the world's greatest formerly bi-weekly and now monthly podcast about video games. My name is Evan Sampson and I'm your host, and I am joined by my two good friends, Kody Mosley.
What is up, Evan? It's been a while. I think this one was actually like a month and a week, but who's keeping track? You know
Who's
what I mean?
keeping track? We got Casper.
Hey everyone.
Woo, woo, woo. And we got Joe on the guest spot again.
It's good to be back.
Can't get rid of this guy, dude. He's like hanging around us.
I really want to beat Aiden. I want to beat Aiden. That's my only goal. That's the only reason I'm here.
Yeah.
I think with this, I think you're either tied or you passed them. We'll have to go back, but
Yeah.
yeah.
This is episode 23 of Any Percent. Before we get into our game discussion about the Shrouded Isle, I want to ask my friends what they're up to. So, yo, Casper, in this last month, what have you been up to?
Playing lots of games like usual.
Nerd.
I've been playing a lot of indie games. One of them I liked was Blue Fire. It's like this, like a Zelda game almost, but instead of puzzles, it's more platforming.
Oh, cool. I've never heard of it.
Yeah, it reminds me of like Wind Waker in the looks.
Mm-hmm.
It was a solid game. I don't really have much to say about it though, because it's just platforming, you know?
Yeah.
Oh,
How long did it take you to beat?
It was
I
actually
hate
pretty long.
this being in like a direct or something.
I think it was, yeah. It took me like 15 hours, 15 to 20. So it was a decently sized game, and I got it for like $2. So
Nice.
it's, definitely worth it.
I Google image searched Blue Fire, and it's just pictures of Blue Fire, and then under the suggestions there's like Blue Fire Wolf, Blue Fire Skull, Blue Fire Cool, which is a picture of a wolf.
That's
Yeah, I don't
Nice.
think it hit off, but it was a good game. People should check it out.
Cool. What can you play it on? Just PC, or is it on Switch, or what?
I think it's on everything.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
it's definitely... I don't remember if I talked about it before, because it's a game I keep playing on and off. It's called Cyberhook. It's like this really cool
Oh yeah, you got that.
parkour. Yeah, I got it for Kody because I thought he would like it. It's like a cyberpunk, or not cyberpunk, synthwave.
Outrun. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like all parkour, but you got like a hook. You're swinging, gliding, like a whole bunch of different stuff. It's really fun. I finally beat that game. I got everything on it. I 100% completed it. Got all the achievements. There's one achievement where you have to fly like 10,000 kilometers through the air, and I beat the game, got all the achievements, and I still only had like a little fraction of the achievement.
Oh.
So I had to
just play.
Well, I downloaded because there's like Steam community creations or whatever it's called. So I downloaded some map a guy made where it's like there's like this cannon that can launch you, and it just launches you back and forth. So I just went,
away.
yeah, I just went in that and walked away so I could just get the last achievement.
Nice.
Oh, that
Scumbag.
and well, two of the achievements are swapped.
Oh, weird.
So I kept on trying to get one achievement. I forgot which one it was, but like it just would not work. And I looked it up, and it's just that they're swapped. Weird.
Did
I don't
the devs
know.
know, you think?
Yeah, because they posted on their on the Steam forums like, "Oh, sorry, we'll fix that." That was like 2 years ago.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Nice.
But
Pretty good.
not a huge bug. You can still get the achievement. You just have to do the other one.
Well, now it's like, it's a feature.
Yeah,
It's a secret.
it's a secret achievement.
Anything else?
Super Hot. I finally played
nice.
that. I beat it. It was fun. It's
Fuck
really
yeah.
short. I thought it was
Did you
longer,
play
but
it in VR or did you play it on like?
I do have it in VR, but no, I played it, the original one that came out way back when.
There's DLC for it that came out a couple years ago. Did you play that?
Right.
Oh, no.
Mind Control Delete, I think is what it's called.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think it's just more of the game. I have it, but haven't played it. I have also played a little bit of the VR one. Did you say you tried it or you didn't try it?
I tried the VR one.
Yeah,
I just didn't play that this time. VR one is cool, but it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
It's one of those. It's one of those like classic VR games that they show at like a demo booth or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My dad loved it in VR, dude. He was in there for a couple hours.
It is pretty cool. Out of all the VR games I tried, that was probably one of the better ones.
Yeah. I found when I was playing it, like I would have to like wiggle a little bit in place because I wanted time to move, but I didn't really need to move. So you just do like a little like shimmy, shimmy, yeah, shimmy, yeah.
Yeah. Do a couple jumping jacks.
Yeah.
Well, so it was funny like watching my dad play it because he would just be like frozen, and I'm like, Dad, you gotta move, like you gotta keep moving a little bit. Because like the way like VR works, like he's seeing whatever, but we can see it on the TV. So the whole family is just like, Dad, what are you doing? He's just like,
Yeah.
If anybody is listening to this podcast that somehow doesn't know the core conceit of Super Hot is that time only moves when you move. So
yeah.
Cody's dad did not want time moving. Papa Moses said no time.
it's like, Dad, it's supposed to go a little quick. It's supposed to be like John Wick. You know what I mean? Not like.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's high paced, high action.
Yeah.
Did you guys know that game was developed for the browser? It was
Whoa.
originally a
I did know
browser
that.
game.
Oh, it was a game jam
That's
game,
so
right?
weird.
Yeah, I think so. And it was just like all in the browser using like web technologies. And then who knew that it was like this perfect VR game, and like 5 years later VR stuff
Right.
would come out and it was like great for it. But it was just kind of funny.
It's cool. There was a what's it called? Oculus Rift exclusive game. I can't remember what it's called. You like you hunt down robots. They were selling it with the Rift. Do you guys remember?
A game where you hunt robots in VR.
Yeah, you're like a
Victoria.
cop
Yeah.
my
bounty
daily
hunter.
life in the future.
No clue.
That game was really cool because the robots would shoot guns at you, and you could actually catch the bullets and shoot them, like just throw them
That's
back.
cool.
Oh, that's cool.
That was one of the best VR games I ever played. Whatever it was called.
All VRs and games have to have like make you feel like a superhero. I think that should just be a
Yeah.
requirement.
Yeah, it's a
Well,
power
that-
fantasy thing, of course.
Yeah.
That game was cool because you didn't reload your guns. You would throw them away, and then they would regen, like just appear on your back.
Yeah,
So you
that's
just
pretty
shoot,
cool.
throw the guns,
sounds
keep
familiar.
shooting.
You don't remember what that was called? Because that sounded wicked familiar. I feel like I've seen that.
Let me look it up. Oculus Robot. Oh, Robo Recall.
Robo
okay.
Recall.
Yeah.
Cool.
That if you guys have VR, that's a game you should definitely get.
Yeah,
But
I'm
you said
definitely
it's
gonna
like-
check
I'm
that
one of
out.
those schmucks that bought VR and then like played it for 10 minutes and hasn't since.
Yeah. I had VR for a while, and then I ended up selling my headset because I knew I wasn't going to be playing it for a long time.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I have the only VR I have is the PSVR, and dude, that's like such a bitch to hook up. It's like it's kind of insane.
He
So
can't
it's
be
just sitting
bothered.
there. Yeah. At least with the Oculus one, you just pop it on your head, right, and then you can go. But
You just
Yeah.
go.
yeah, the new ones. I had the one with the
Yeah, I have the-
cameras.
Oh, I have the
Oh.
Quest. Yeah. They're, I think, Quest 2.
Yeah,
I don't
Right.
have to set up the cameras, which I like.
the Quest
Yeah,
is solid.
I probably should have waited until the Quest was out because setting it up with the cameras, the outside cameras, that's
Yeah.
just
Right.
Not fun.
okay.
Yeah.
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 I had
Have you been
like
playing Casper?
15-foot cables just along the walls.
Right.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, it seems the ability to put the cameras on the headset, like the guy who thought of that, shout out to
Huge.
that guy.
Yeah.
You know, he's like,
Yeah.
yo, what if we just put it on your face? They're like, shut up, Tony, that'll never work. Nah, we're gonna put it on the face. Kody, what are you playing?
Yeah, dude. So, I have a Steam Deck. I'm one of those cool guys. No, so it's funny because like the Steam
Shut
Deck, right?
up.
I placed like my order like a year and a half ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it finally rolled in. But it's been pretty great to just like, I can be like Casper now and play video games. I can just blow through a whole bunch while
Yeah.
hanging out with a girlfriend. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
But
The girlfriend.
yeah, so like pretty much I've just been, it's like kind of like a roguelike machine. So I should probably like try other stuff. I tried like PC simulator. There are some games that's like it's deck compatible, but it's not the optimal way to play.
Of course.
Like, so for example, the game we're going to talk about later, Shrouded Isle, it's touchscreen on the deck, and so I have to hold up. I hold it up. I felt like an idiot. 'Cause it's like, I don't know, the deck weighs like, I don't know, 5 pounds or whatever. And it's like, oh man, my wrist kind of hurts because I'm just tapping on the screen.
You gotta get the
It's
one
so
with, like, the
big, like there's
stand.
no way you can.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. You get the kickstand for it.
Bro, is he unzipping
Yeah.
it on mic right now? Oh my
Yeah,
god.
I'm just gonna pull it out.
I mean,
He's
listen,
either pulling
I gotta,
out a Steam Deck or his wiener. Oh, okay.
I
good,
gotta
it's the Steam
flex
Deck.
it. Look at all the thumbprints on it because I've been tapping it. Like,
That is huge.
Yeah.
no,
Yes.
dude, it's insane. You can't hold it with
For the
one hand.
audio
I just-
listeners, Casper is complimenting Cody's large wiener.
So yeah, I don't know. The Steam Deck is pretty cool. I'm gonna take it on my flight next week, so that should be cool.
Nice.
Other than that, though, I'm actually having a lot of fun, right? Because I think Riley is turning into a gamer girl. So like, I
that's
watched her play Donut County, and she was having a blast. Just you're
Yeah.
you're a hole and you just suck up the topside world. She skipped through the whole story. She doesn't give a shit, which I don't know.
Wait,
but
what is it? Donut
There's not
County?
much of a story. You don't know about Donut County, Casper?
dude,
No, I never heard of
a
it.
gem, right?
Donut County is a game. It's like reverse Katamari. Like you play
Oh.
instead of like a ball rolling stuff up, you play as a hole sucking things in.
Yeah,
And the
and
hole
it's
gets
kind
bigger
of
the more stuff you know.
right
Oh,
because you
that's
start
cool.
off at a certain size, so it kind of turns into each section's like a puzzle game, like a puzzle level
Yeah.
where
There's
you know,
puzzle.
oh, this is
elements
too
to it.
big. What can I eat to? And they introduce like
Yeah.
water mechanics that fill your hole. And I'm gonna stop talking about holes. She's also been
I-
playing Unpacking,
Oh, nice.
which is yeah. So it's just like really simple game. She's just clicking away, and she really likes Power Wash Simulator too. So that's been fun to watch
Nice.
her. Really satisfying just to power wash everything. But yeah, that's pretty much what I've been playing. But
I have Power Wash Simulator, but I only play it when I am like a little bit drunk or something. It doesn't
know what
really
you mean,
like
'cause that's how we
stimulate
play.
my brain enough in a sober state, unfortunately.
It's like the opposite of Splatoon.
Yeah.
We tried to, I'm just trying to like go through a list of like co-op games or whatever, like games that I think she would like and I can just watch her play. We tried playing Until Dawn and I thought it would be more exciting from the start, like making decisions all the time, but you kind of
It's
get
like a
bogged down in
movie.
like the tutorial of walking
yeah.
around the mansion, you can't find what you're trying to look for and stuff like that, so it just wasn't as exciting as I thought it would be. So hey, if you guys got any suggestions on
Co-op stuff.
co-op stuff, dude, I'd love to hear it because
Mhm.
it's
Yeah, I
been
don't
pretty
know.
fun. But
Halo 2.
that would be interesting
That's-
to play like
Yeah.
a shooter. I wonder.
What was
Seminal
that game?
classic.
Is it Army of Two? That was like a PS3 era game.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know
yeah.
if that was like a good game, but I do remember that coming out.
Yeah,
Did you play
I don't think
Joe?
it was very good.
I
I
had
played it
Yeah,
with
it
my
was a good
cousin.
one.
That's why I have like fond memories of it because I played it with my cousin when I was like 10. So
That's
Is that
funny,
like a
dude.
cool older cousin? Because this game gives off cool older cousin vibes.
yeah, cool older cousin.
Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely.
like underage drinking vibes? You know?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Doing
So,
whippets in a Chevy.
I don't know why that just like unlocked the memory, but I had like a Game Informer that was like the game of the month or whatever. So it came with a poster. Dude, I was like, dude, this is such a sick poster.
So
Didn't play the game, but that
Yeah.
poster,
Right.
Wow.
Nice.
But yeah, that's what I've been doing. Just watching Riley play games while I play games on my Steam Deck, man.
Nice.
Nice.
Very nice. Joe, what about you?
I've been going back in time. A few months ago, the house we found like a 32-inch, 34-inch old CRT TV on the side of the road. So we picked it up and it still worked. So we're like, this is freaking
Nice.
cool. And another roommate, he modified a GameCube, and we are borrowing games from friends and putting them on that GameCube. We are not
Nintendo's
stealing
lawyers are
them
coming
at
after
all.
you.
Yeah, we are borrowing them. But anyway, so we have it modified, and so I'm able to play any Game Boy game I want to on it. So I've been playing a Nuzlocke of Emerald, and I've been playing Fire Emblem: The Sacred Stones. I'm about halfway through that right now. I'm slowly working through it.
Nice. Which one's Sacred Stones? Is that like the Game Boy Advance one?
Yeah, Game Boy
Or-
Advance era. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's roughly that timeline. And I also just
Okay,
bought
so-
I just bought
so many
Donut
ways.
County on Steam. It's 70%
Oh, nice,
off.
after-
If anybody listening wants to buy it right now, it's 70% off.
It's
well,
fun.
it probably
It's
won't be
definitely
by the time this goes up, but
Oh, shame.
huh. I haven't played this one, Fire Emblem, but cool.
It's good.
You play
gotta
anything on your
play-
PC?
You gotta play
No.
Luigi's Mansion for me because I never got to play that on the GameCube.
I've never played Luigi's Mansion either, and people always have good things to say about it. And there's like 3 now, right? Didn't they
There's-
just
Is it
like,
not
release
good?
one?
No,
I mean,
Evan,
they're
please.
fun. They're like,
Oh, okay.
but they're just like, I don't know.
Just all right.
I don't know if they hold up. That's what I'm saying. I guess. Yeah.
Okay.
Like,
Graphically,
specifically
they
the first
hold up.
one. Yeah. I got like the first one looks good, like for GameCube. Second one, man, because it was on the 3DS, and then the third
Yeah.
one though, I was like, God damn, you're doing this on a Switch.
Yeah.
Like the third one looks really good for a Switch game. So
Yeah, they always
look
look
good.
good with the particles and the lighting.
yeah,
I don't know.
but
I didn't
don't
beat
know
the
either.
third one, but I used to love the first one. It's like really
Yeah.
short too. You can beat it in like
a couple
Yeah.
hours.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Nice.
nothing on the PC. I really want to play Stray. I just haven't taken the time to buy it and sit down and play it yet. But that's the popular one right now. People
I
seem to
kind
be
of forgot
enjoying.
that I played that.
Oh.
I didn't finish it, but I didn't like it.
Mm.
That's a
You're a
hot
cat
take
guy.
I
You didn't
know.
like it?
It was just like press button. It was like a walking sim, I guess. You know,
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
much so. And I didn't expect it to be that. So I don't know if it's necessarily like a bad game or whatever. Like a game that I don't know if it's a game that I wouldn't really like. I just think I wasn't ready for it or wasn't expecting it, and thus I was disappointed by what it was. But I'll probably go back to it and give it another try at some point. I started playing Cult of the Lamb this week when it came out. That game is awesome. I really like it. It's a little buggy, but it's a game where you're like it's blending like village colony sim with like roguelike hack and slash dungeon crawling shit, which is
It
like
looks
my
a
favorite
lot like
two
Binding of
things.
Isaac. Does it play similar to that?
It's- So there's not like it's not projectile based like Binding of Isaac
Okay.
is, but like especially in the first area, like every enemy I encountered, I was like, there is an enemy in Binding of Isaac that is this exact same enemy. Like they just copy
Nice.
pasted these, but that's okay, you know, because why reinvent the wheel a little bit? Binding of Isaac, you know, it's a great game and it popularized the genre, so I'm cool with it.
Cool.
It's a little buggy though, which has been frustrating from time to time. But I don't know. I just like any two games or any game that like tries to meld two genres like that and make it work.
So I got a
Where they're
question
not,
for you.
Like they don't feel too much like two different games. What were you gonna say?
Yeah, so I got a question for you. Does it go like far enough in both of those, like the village stuff? Do you like wish it had deeper there? Or do
Yeah.
you wish it had deeper roguelike mechanics? Or
So, I will say it's like really easy. Like it doesn't, and I'm not all the way done with it yet. But
Right.
so far, I've just been like, I can't believe how easy this game is. I'm playing it on hard difficulty, and like the hack and slash stuff is like a little tough, but the runs are really really short. They're like 10 minutes,
right?
so you're not like trying to work on like a build or like do any of that like kind of like longer run mechanics that you would do in like other like in like Hades or something, where you're like trying to pick the right boons so that you know can have a successful run. Like it's much more light and you don't really have to think while you're playing. You're just hitting stuff and then you you just play it. And then the city sim stuff is just it's simple, but I think that works in its favor, because if it was too complex you wouldn't be able to feel like you could leave for 10 minutes,
Right.
like because it's actually real time. Like while you're dungeon crawling, your villagers are doing all their shit, like they're eating, they're shitting.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
There's a lot
They
of poop actually.
there is a ton of poop in this game. It's like there's so much poop in this game. Oh my god, you can make people eat poop.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's a great game, and yeah, it's got a nice sense of humor. It's like, you know, it's trying to be like creepy cute, which, you know, kind of like Binding of Isaac, although more towards creepy for sure in Binding of Isaac. This is more towards cute on the scale, but
Right.
yeah. So I've been playing that. It's a good game. I think everybody should check it out. Maybe wait though.
Are you playing on like just PC, or are you playing with a controller and stuff? Or?
I'm playing it with a controller on my PS5 because I wanted to sit on my couch.
Is it early access or is it just out?
It's out. I think it was early access on PC, maybe, but don't quote me on that.
Okay.
But I think I just think there's like a few too many bugs to recommend buying it at full price right now. But by the time this episode comes out, maybe that'll have changed. But I've encountered a fair amount of bugs. Like, mostly stuff that's not that big of a deal, but a few things where it kind of left me in a bad mood.
And you said you were playing it on the PS5?
Yep.
So that's kind of weird. Usually the consoles are less buggy.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. I don't know anything about the technology they use to make it. Like, I don't know if it's a Unity game or what, or if they... I would reckon because it's a small team, it has to be like one of those, like, Unity, where you can just like export to multiple systems. I don't know. And then really quick, because we want to get into the game, I played a little bit of Catherine for on the PS4, which is like an Atlas game. The people that did Persona and Shin Megami Tensei, and it's pretty fun. It's like a puzzle.
Is that the one
novel
where you play as some guy who just broke up or something, and you go through dreams?
So he like has this one
named
girlfriend. He's dating this woman named Catherine, and she's like kind of like intense and like wants them to get married, and he's like, I'm not ready, but he can't tell her that. And then he cheats on her with another woman named Catherine, and then it presents this crazy, in my opinion, like false dichotomy between like you either have to be a bastard and continue to cheat on your girlfriend, or go be with your girlfriend. Like there's no good guy route. You're just kind of an asshole no matter what you do. Or that's how it seems, at least in my experience. But then the thing that's actually fun about it is it's got these like sliding block puzzles that are really hard to explain. So just look it up. But it's like you're pulling blocks and climbing, like 3D blocks and climbing a tower. It's very fun. And that's pretty much it for games. I guess, like I said, I played a little bit of Stray. I haven't had a lot of time for video games lately. Just been very busy with outdoor activities and family and friends and
enjoying the main summer while you can before it gets ripped away from us in a month.
I know. But honestly, I'm ready now that I ski and snowboard or whatever. I snowboard. I don't ski. I don't know why I said I ski and snowboard.
So
I actually look forward to the winter for the first time in my entire life. So
heck yeah.
It's gonna be dope. All right, let's get into it, shall we, gentlemen? So, this game that we just played is called The Shrouded Isle. It's developed by Kitfox Games and released in 2017 on the Mac and PC platforms, and then released on Switch in 2019. It is a cosmic horror cult management simulator. I mean, I don't really know what else to call it other than a cult management simulator.
I think it's a good description. I think that's solid.
It's kind of roguelike. It's like rogue. It's got rogue elements. It's got random elements. Roguish, cultish, roguish, bullish.
You definitely restart a lot.
Yeah, you fucking restart all the time. Which category shall we talk? I guess we'll do the narrative first, so that we can just, because there's not a ton to say. At least I don't think about the narrative.
Yeah.
I'll just give the quick 10-second explainer, and you guys can jump in. Game opens. It's like you sets you up as the leader of the cult. World's gonna end in 5 years, and then it just kind of lets you go, and you just really start going.
Yeah,
and you're just playing through the years, managing a cult. Is there anything? So there are narrative quote unquote narrative elements that are tightly related to the random elements of the gameplay.
Yeah.
But like, are those really narrative? Like it's like this thin glazing over gameplay mechanics that with a narrative context, which like someone will be like, I want you to kill that guy.
Right.
And then you can either say yes or no. And it's like, is that narrative?
Yeah.
Kind of.
Right.
Becomes part of the story of
like
this
that guy
playthrough.
won't be there anymore.
At least that run, right? Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't know. It doesn't do much for me, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Do you guys
There's
have
not
any
a whole
other
lot
thoughts?
of story.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if it's narrative. I wouldn't call it narrative, but I personally really like those cute, like I'm gonna call them cute. They're not cute, but those like cute little letters you would get, right? And yeah, they're like tattletaling. One house is tattletaling on the other, and like they saw so and so like having sex with their wife or something, right, or whatever. And I just think that's kind of cute. It really feeds the kind of like I am kind of managing like a cult of pretty despicable people right now. Like these people kind of suck.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
but-
you bred psychos.
But by the time
Right.
you've done like 10 runs of the game, I'm not reading any of that shit anymore.
You've seen
I'm
it
just,
all,
like,
right?
I'm
Yeah.
looking at the tooltip to see what I'm gonna get, and I'm just clicking the one that I know is preferable in that moment, and
Yes.
it gets old very quickly.
Agreed.
100%. I really only after like my second run I started like just spam clicking through everything, reading
Yep.
the tooltips that give you like so basically to explain what Joe just said, when you have a few choices in this game, if you hover over them, it just tells you what those choices actually do.
Sometimes
like-
vaguely though. Sometimes it's kind of
Yeah,
like,
sometimes
oh,
there's question marks.
right.
But usually it's like this is the stat this is going to
Yeah.
affect, or this is the people this is going to piss off, like, and that's all. I also only read that.
Yep.
Did you guys ever finish any of your rounds?
I did not beat this game.
I beat
I
it
never-
once.
I didn't beat it.
I barely
tried.
beat it by the skin of my teeth on my like 5th try, and then yeah.
I wanted to beat it at least once, but I never was able to. I looked it up though. I guess there's like 7 different endings.
Evidently
Yeah.
so. That's what it told me when I beat it, that I got 1 out of 7 endings.
Yeah. I don't know if like what you pick changes the story and then like changes the ending. I have no
So-
clue how it works.
Right.
So this is just a guess, but there's 5 stats, right? In the game, there's obedience, discipline, fervor, ignorance, and penitence. And I got like the low penitence ending. I think I maybe finished the game with my penitence like below the baseline like marker,
Like whatever the bar
Okay.
is. Yeah.
what the bar is, and then I think that caused me to get a bad ending for low penitence. So I guess there are 5. Here's me freeballing on the 7 endings. There are 5, one for having a low stat in each of those,
Okay.
and then there's like 1 good ending maybe, and then there's like this like there was like free DLC, right? I don't know if you guys like the tower where you put people into like
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that was free DLC, and I bet they added an ending with that.
Okay.
That's my
Okay.
guess. That's my guess for the 7, but I actually don't know.
Sounds right.
Did you guys awaken anybody when you were put them in the
Awaken?
tower?
So I have someone
No,
awakened right now, but I don't know what it does because
I don't know what it does either. God damn it.
Oh. Okay.
But I did
Yeah.
it. So you know in the 10-second explainer of this mechanic, people get sick, you banish them to a tower where you can purify them, but you can also purify people who are
normal.
just doing fine. Well, you know.
Yeah.
And if you purify someone who's well, there's like a small chance that they will transform into like a Cthulhu-like being, and it'll
their
change their
portrait looks. Yeah.
Their portrait's terrifying, like truly unspeakable, and it changes their like positive stat into, it just says awoken, and
Yeah.
it becomes like nullified. And if there's something you can do after that, I don't know. But
Interesting.
I awoke I awoke what was Bella Iosefka, and I felt really bad. Yes, it's probably pronounced Yosefka, right? Iosefka.
So like, it's kind of really dark, the purify mechanic. Just
yeah.
Like the animation
dunk
it shows,
You just like
Yeah.
dunk them.
and you can actually
Yeah.
kill them too. Like if they end up.
Oh, can you?
Yeah, I had a couple where it's just like when the next season rolls around, it's like pull up a dead guy.
Skeleton.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Oh, that didn't happen to me.
Oh,
does
and
that
it gives
affect?
you-
Does that affect the negative?
the house gets
like,
really mad. I think.
The house gets mad. Okay, I was wondering if that was like a way to kill somebody off without pissing off the house, but
Oh, I see. Yeah, that'd be kind of interesting. But no, I think because like gives you an option. The only option it gives you is like release the body, and then like in the family tree, it just they're dead. It's a slash
Yeah,
right through.
okay, okay. I had somebody refuse to leave that tower. They were
Ooh.
like, yeah. They were like,
Oh,
I'm
that's
not. They're like, I'm not going. I'm like, well, I'm gonna dunk you again,
He
man.
snores. I ain't going home. He snores.
Like, no, it's a vacation in this cell, dude.
Yeah, dude. don't take me back to my ball and chain. It's been a bit more ball than chain lately. Yeah, so I think we've been kind of hinting at what the gameplay is. So I think we also would behoove our listeners, if you don't know, to give them like a quick rundown of the gameplay. So it's a game about managing bars. There are the 5 stats I had previously mentioned, and then there's also allegiance to 5 houses for 10 little bars you have to manage. And the gameplay consists basically of socially deducing the traits of members of those houses. So like the family that represents that house, picking one of them, one from each house, and then you run through like changing the stats by implementing those people. So for example, you could have someone who's from is it Kegni or something, that they're the ignorance people or yeah, any of them. Blackburn, I think, is the one for obedience. So when you use your person from Blackburn, it will raise the obedience by a base amount, but then also their traits will kick in. So everybody has a positive and a negative trait, and the positive trait will raise another stat, and the negative trait will lower one. So you have to just balance that. And if you don't use a house, they don't like it because they're like, "What? You don't appreciate my input on things?"
And you can only use 3 out of the 5.
Yes, right, yeah.
So there's always going to be someone being upset.
Here's the thing. I wish I knew all of this before I started playing the game.
Yeah.
This motherfucking game has no tutorial.
Yeah.
And I've wasted like 45 minutes like trying to figure it out. Like I somehow didn't notice that you can do, as Kody said, 3 people at a time. I thought I could only do 1.
Interesting.
And so I was playing my first run. I just my stats were dog shit because I could not figure out what I was supposed to do.
Okay.
And I wasted like half an hour on that run. Second run, I don't know. Just the mechanics aren't super well explained to you.
I still don't get what some do. Like when you can, what's it called now? Like you up the virtue or their what's the other one called?
It's virtues and vices. It's the positive stat and the negative stat.
Vice.
Yeah, so you could inquire about either of them, right? And next to them, it would say like it would have like a dash and then 3 or a dash and 6 or whatever.
That's
like
minus. I think that's
minus
6 and minus 3. Yeah.
So
but
like,
minus
in
from
that
what?
Example, so in that
from
example, it's the house allegiance.
The house's allegiance. Yeah.
Right.
Oh, but sometimes I just
I know,
didn't
it's
get it.
It's not clear at all.
It's a
Yeah,
good
no, it
example.
doesn't say that.
Yeah, it's
They don't
not
have
intuitive.
like they should
It
have
just
like a
says-
number somewhere that you at least know. Like, oh, okay, I have this much allegiance. So
Yeah,
I
you
can-
just have to hover over the house's name, but it's not at all clear. Like,
Yeah, or you just eyeball it and it says like, oh, they're rebellious. So like, okay, I don't want to do the -6 because then they'll overthrow me and my run's over, which happens a lot.
okay.
But yeah, it definitely is not.
Wait, so then
very clear.
why is inquiring about their virtues minus? Wouldn't that be like a plus? Like,
well, yeah. I mean,
I guess
I don't know. No one likes to be
Bothered?
interrogated.
Yeah.
Is that the reason?
yeah, I
right,
guess.
because it's plus it doesn't do anything the first time you do it, and I guess like
Yeah.
you get like 2 per house every season or whatever it is.
Well, it depends on your
Okay.
current reputation with the house. If they are
Oh, that's
dissatisfied
why
or
it was
rebellious,
different.
you don't get any.
The fact that all of us, having played this game this much,
Interesting.
like I put in 4.5 hours and we're still learning shit, like talking to each other. It's just-
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
No,
especially since it's a strategy game. Like, usually you need to know the rules.
Right.
You know.
Before they
It's
just
very
throw you
frustrating.
Yeah.
And especially when you put in a lot of time, then you have to start over because there's no saving and like starting from a checkpoint in this game.
Yeah, it is very like when you break it down, like the actual gameplay loop itself, it's very rock paper scissors, and like you could have huge swings because if you don't have their vices off the start, like I
Right.
found myself at the start of each season like doing more vices if I could. It only goes down -3, so I'm like better know the vices than not.
Then right,
Because-
those are what you want to know.
Yeah, because once you choose someone to be elected for that month, they can just have a huge swing. It's like -30 that you just didn't even know about. Boom, your run's over, and it's like, all right, well,
Yeah.
yeah. So
No, it's very frustrating.
yeah, it's very obtuse. It's very you'll be restarting a lot. Absolutely.
Yeah. Do you guys have any other like gripes while we're kind of in a gripey mood?
Yeah, it's too slow. It's too slow of a game. There's too much like going on for you to have. I mean, we already talked about how there's no like saving or anything. Like, there's not going to be saving. I feel like it should save every year, or it should only be 1 year. And once you're like, that's the whole game, and then you just kind of restart and you go through it again.
So like we have a note here, right? Like the fact that there isn't any difficulty adjustment. Maybe if that was the easy mode, you could save every year like Joe is proposing. I think that'd be very beneficial.
Yeah, definitely. A difficulty slider would go a long way in this game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I'm trying. So like the way my mind works is I try to compare stuff to other things. I guess that's just human nature. But I want to compare this to Frostpunk,
No, you're weird.
like really bad, right?
Oh
and, like,
yeah, that's a good game to compare it to.
like,
Yeah,
because like Frostpunk
Yeah,
is got some of the same, like, oh, they can rebel against you. You're managing like bars, or like your coal supply is essentially just a bar, right? And I feel like this game, but you also got to take the price into consideration too. I don't know if that's like a whole topic of discussion we can get into, but for a $10 game, I feel like it's what it's trying to do is worth it. But then it just has a couple knocks against it where it doesn't fully meet that. But if you can get it on sale, like we did, I think we got it for $5. So.
We got it for $2.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It's definitely worth it on sale. Definitely worth it on sale. I want to take the developer. I want to pull that chair that's behind me. I want to plop the developer right down right here, and I want to say, "You play the game. I want to watch you play this thing," because I do not understand like the optimal way to play this game. Yeah.
You need to upload like a Let's Play of it so that everyone can just watch.
Well, that's what I started doing. I started watching Let's Plays. I was watching guides. I was like, somebody show me, and that's how I learned. Like, oh, you should go for the vices first, and you should do this, and you should. I still didn't beat it. I put in 4.5 hours. I put in quite a few runs, and I just could not beat it.
After like an hour of playing the game, I looked up to see how to play the game, and it's not a super popular game, so there wasn't really anyone talking about it.
There's not much.
Yeah. I found some random WordPress blog that had like a guy, because I was like, so one of the things that one of the mechanics is that you have to sacrifice to like win the game properly. You have to sacrifice like a certain number of people, and you get this like dream at the beginning of the season that's like, sacrifice me, the embezzler.
Yeah.
And you just, if you don't know like what type of vice that is, because like I said, there's like 5 traits, so the embezzler is like a subset of one of those 5. Like, you don't know who to ask about their vices to get it done in a timely fashion. So I had to like look that up. I'm like, oh, okay. I guess if you're an embezzler, you're undisciplined. You're also not obedient and probably lacking in fervor, bro. Like,
that's a good point, Ev. That's like the social deduction part. That's like something I wanted to peel back and learn more about. But because the game makes you restart and I just can't learn, like I was never sacrificing the right person, I guess. Because at the end of every season, you're forced to sacrifice someone, and I guess I was just picking like the lesser of 2 evils or lesser of 5 evils, I guess, that would, if there was a house I was in good standing, it's like, I'm sorry, I'm gonna kill your dude, even though I have no reason to, and it keeps telling me that. It's like, how do I find out? How do I find out more about that? And I guess I don't know. I figured this out like in the last like 30 minutes before we started like recording. But if you hover, like you're at the family tree screen, if you hover over them, there's like little dialogue boxes. And I'm guessing that's like the part that they wanted me to kind of like peel back more.
Yeah.
I don't know if that would help you.
I couldn't, but I didn't know if that was like just random flavor text or if that did influence the virtues and vices. Honestly, I couldn't tell. Yeah,
so it's something that I would need to sit down more and like it might, or I can just look up the WordPress blog and find out, but it'll be
called like gamergirls.wordpress.com or something.
Yeah, it'll like some of the flavor text would be like, I don't like this person, I don't know why, and I'm like, okay, maybe I gotta like do more of their vices, but then after a while I couldn't really tell that they were the embezzler, right? Like yeah. So
the sacrifice mechanic is weird because you always have to make the choice, and sometimes it's like you don't want to make it, and if you've like played wrong, you're kind of fucked if you make that like wrong choice. I would recommend if we keep going on this, in our own lives, that everyone like, it's called this blog is called fangirlisms.com, and this is a guide from 2017.
We'll link it. We'll link it in the description.
Yeah, we'll link it in the description because it did actually help me. Because otherwise I would never have been able to guess, what I was supposed to do. So, what else we got, folks?
I
complained about difficulty.
I looked up a guide too. I just searched Shrouded Isle guides now, and the one that you recommended was right underneath the one that I picked, and the one I picked told me nothing.
Oh no, this one was good. Yeah. I think I searched it with the keyword like embezzler or like artist because I just like wasn't sure how to find that person. Let's see what else.
I got a little gripe before we move off gripes.
All right.
So like like Evan mentioned that each house has their own, I guess, like trait that they're really like we're the house of being obedient, right? But then you can get someone in that house that
has a negative obedience stat,
like a really negative one, right? So I'm like, oh, it's got plus a little bit, and I didn't click in my mind until you mentioned it. That's because if you choose someone from that house, it's always going to go up a little bit. So the raw numbers it ends up being is if it's 20 if it's the only person, and then it's like 7 and then like 3 for every additional person that adds. So if you do 3 people, they all get +3 to their house's stat. If you do 2, they get +7. If you do 1, it's +20. So if you want to just like load up on something, +20 is the move. But there are dudes at -30
with -30. So like it's very risky to use those guys. Yeah. But those are the people. So those are the people you want strategy wise to put into your party. Because they're the one you're going to want to sacrifice. Because they have the -30s are what the game calls a major vice. And when you sacrifice them, you take way smaller of a hit from the family. The family's like, he is like an embezzler or whatever. I can't remember the other crimes. That's the one that keeps coming to mind. But
a scholar, I think is one of the crimes.
Killed a scholar.
Right.
Yeah, I remember that one. I remember there's a pervert. I killed a pervert at one point.
Oh, nice.
I think it's an artist one. I don't remember.
Yeah,
arsonist.
No, artist.
Artist.
Yeah.
Yes, it is, and arsonist is one too, and it's actually a positive for the fervor.
I was gonna say some of the like if really high virtues. I don't know. We have a note here like why would you ever? I already know it's plus whatever. So, but some of them were kind of funny. Like arsonist is like +30 or something like that for fervor, and then there's a couple funny ones, but it's like that's the kind of guy you want to keep around, right? Like,
yeah. All right, let's move on to sound then for a little bit. What you guys think of the soundtrack?
What soundtrack? That's a little too mean, but
yeah, we're notoriously bad about making notes about the soundtrack, but I feel like this time, how we're always like it's unremarkable, but maybe that's a good thing. This time, I think it was like unremarkable, but maybe it was a bit of a bad thing.
Okay.
Because what does the game have going for it? Like as far as like interactivity and like stimulus, like stuff to make the good chemicals in my brain go off. Like music is one of those things, and it didn't fire that at all.
Right.
So I don't know. What did you think, Kody?
I just know about like the intro music because I've heard it so many times.
Yeah, you get kicked back to the intro.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I don't know if it's because it's a lot of like cello driven music and it's kind of droning, but like it all definitely blends together as one track. Like I can't like picture the separate tracks. I can kind of hear the vibe in my head, but I don't know. And you know what I think was a lost not cause, what's the word I'm looking for, something they could have done. When you click on a house, it plays this like kind of fun little like harpsichord sound effect or something. It's like ba-da-da-din. Yeah. Every house should have had their own sound to help me. Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah.
That would have been really cool.
Like
I like all those little sounds. The sound that happens when you kill somebody, and the sound when you click on a house, and the sound when you drop somebody to purify. I like all those little sound design bits, but the music's
yeah. It's definitely got better sound effects than like orchestration.
Although I will say one thing about the music, a positive thing about the music, because I think we're all a bit tired of it maybe, but when you first load up the game and you're kind of first, like, you kind of see that opening screen, I think the music is solid for those, like, that first opening, and it kind of sets the mood and sets the scene, and you're like, oh, this is like a droning kind of tone, like, this is a pretty miserable thing, but then you hear it for 50 million times, and you get tired of it.
And credit to it, it is very, like, tonally accurate, I think, to the vibe the game's trying to do, for sure. Like, it's it's unremarkable, but it is accurate. Like, whereas, like, if it didn't tonally fit the game, it would be extremely remarkable, and we'd have lots of remarks to make.
Yeah.
So
yeah, right. If it was like a like, what is going on?
Where's the Darude Sandstorm mod? I want that. Okay. Anyone got any other thoughts on sound before we jump over to the way that darn game looks?
Nah, dude. I think we're ready for we gotta talk about these graphics, man.
Dem graphics. Okay. Casper, what did you think of the graphics?
I liked them. I thought it was one of the better parts of the game. I liked the how everyone's face was, like, indiscernible, like it was just shaded over.
Blacked out eyes.
Yeah, blacked out eyes. The green was a bit much after a while, but I mean, in the settings, you can change the color palette, like the monochrome. What's it called? Monochromatic.
Yeah.
To
like
anything.
A 2-bit color palette, or whatever. 1 bit. It's just 2 colors.
It actually would be cool if you could just change it to whatever you wanted. Like, just pick 2 colors.
Super cool. Yeah.
But like I changed it to a blue one. I don't remember what it was called.
Yeah. I'm doing like a green and pink one that I thought looked pretty good. Like light green and like pink highlights.
Yeah, I think there's like a pumpkin one.
Mm-hmm. Right, there's like an orange based one. I think that the colors that it starts with are just way too much, man. Like, it's almost like,
but it's specifically trying to be like the Game Boy,
right?
Like
it's
OG
trying to
Game Boy,
that
was
vibe.
the color. Yeah.
I don't know, man. It really hurt my eyes. I was trying really hard, but
for a long time it does. Like, it depends on your monitor too. Like, if it's really bright, it's probably worse.
Yeah.
I do like.
Unique, I'll give it that. It's very unique.
Yeah, I do like how if you sacrifice someone, it has like that one splash of red that's just different from everything else.
Yeah. The accent color, like the red, really stands out for sure. Because they also use that for when your meters are like super low and stuff.
Oh,
and it
true.
stands out pretty heavily. So yeah, I guess it's 3 colors. My bad. I liked, the kind of what Casper was saying about how everybody, or maybe it was Kody. Sorry, I don't remember who said it. I'm dumb, but everybody's like kind of got that shrouded look. You know? And that's like, it looks very like hand painted, and it looks very hand painted with like tons of vertical strokes, right? Mm-hmm. Like everything looks like it's been dragged like down a little bit, if that makes any sense. Like all the shadows are like dripping in a cool way.
Right.
And it's just really, really cool. I mean, it does for like a game made by 4 people, like it looks pretty cool. The art's pretty cool. I like it quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
And I like that all the people get their own like portraits.
And it's kind of a positive, right? Like if you're talking about the uniqueness of the game, because you're gonna be playing it a lot, right? I feel like the houses and their family tree, they were random enough. In that case, right? Like we're talking about other stuff in the game that might not be as random as we would like. But definitely like the names, or there's a mom and a dad and like how many kids they have. Like I feel like that was unique enough. And then the portraits go a long way. That they actually have to remember. Is there like one dude that's just like in all the families, right? And like that wouldn't be normal, or are they all unique?
I don't think they're all unique. I think there's a fair amount of overlap. I think there's like a couple male portraits, a couple female portraits. I think if you looked, you would see duplicates.
Did you guys ever rename anyone? Or?
No, I saw that it was an option, and
I
honestly,
didn't even know that
in
was an
video
option.
games, I often do that. Like when I play XCOM, I name all the guys after my friends
Casper.
so that I like feel sad when they die. But this time I was like, I ain't got time. I got a podcast to do, so I didn't do it. Did
Yeah,
you,
it's
Kody?
I did not, and I feel like it wouldn't matter if I did, because I would, like, honestly, I feel like I'm just really bad at this game. Like, I gotta read that girl gamer guide or whatever, because
Fangirlisms.com.
yeah, sorry, link in the description. But
Yeah.
it's like
They're actually sponsoring this video. No, I don't think I can say that. That was a joke. Don't
it's like yeah, I feel like that. I don't know. I feel like if I did that, it wouldn't matter, because I'd end up just like sacrificing them, and I don't know. To me, they were just tools, right? I was a good cult leader.
Yeah.
I didn't.
No
don't wanna-
remorse from Kody.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool. All right. Do we want to talk about anything else? Anybody got any other positives, gripes that we might maybe missed? Something that's been burning a hole in your chest. I really like that part in the Shrouded Isle where they went, "Wow, we really are the Shrouded Isle."
Wait,
That was
isn't
my
the
favorite
game?
part.
What's like the top title, right? Like that's the subtitle, Shrouded Isle. It's like
No, the game's called the Shrouded Isle. The subtitle is because I think there was like a free DLC drop, and it's called like Sunken Sins now.
Well,
gotcha.
Did I just not play the game, or was there like a food and shelter meter?
There 100% was not.
Okay, because I'm looking at Google Images, and one of the images, it's like a picture. Actually, it looks like a completely different town. Maybe this was like before it fully came out, but there was like food and shelter, and then a faith and secrecy meter, and then there was even like a
Oh, wow.
population number.
Maybe that was the beta version. Yeah.
Yeah,
Is
it
that a
looks.
different game.
No, it's the Shrouded Isle.
What's that game? I want to.
Yeah, that sounds pretty cool. Yeah, I
Huh.
don't see. I'm like looking at Google Images trying to find what Casper's talking about, but I don't see
Maybe I can. Here, I'll send it in the thing.
it. I do know there's like a GDC talk about this game that I like started listening to a long time ago, and then I bought it because I wanted to play it before finishing the talk. But all right, let's see. Internet Game Database is the link Casper
It's
just
the
sent.
first
Oh wow,
picture.
yeah,
Oh,
this is
yeah.
totally different.
Way different.
Yeah, I don't know where this game went.
Yeah. I mean, it looks like the meters. I think this actually might have been. Okay, so I think this was in the GDC talk, and they talk about how it didn't really make sense to do like food, shelter, all this stuff when it was a cult. Like they swap. It's essentially, it's ostensibly just a meter, right? They're all just meters, and they
Yeah.
swapped all these like typical,
Like survival.
survival sim meters out for like cult specific ones.
Okay, that makes more
I
sense.
I think
see.
to make it sit a little bit better tonally.
Okay.
I don't know
Okay,
that
then.
for sure. I just think that, but
That probably is right though, because it's wait, how many? Was there 4 houses or 5? There's 5.
in this one, yeah, there's 5, but in that screenshot, there's only 4 meters. That I
Yeah.
don't know about, but
Yeah, okay. But you're
um,
probably right.
yeah. Lay
Yeah.
shrug, XD rage comic. All right, Kody, you want to give us a
Totally.
stamp?
Yeah, so my stamp, and I hope it doesn't come off too mean if anyone's from the dev team's listening to it. No, I won't do that one. Never mind. I'll say buy it on sale, baby. If it's $3, money well spent, in my opinion. It's definitely worth a try, but like don't be running to your computer to download it, right? Like,
Yeah,
put it on your wish list. Just wait for it to be on sale.
definitely.
And, yeah, have a fun couple hours.
All right, Joseph the Joe.
I really, really appreciate this game. Even though I was pretty negative towards it, I feel like it's more like criticism out of love. Like, I'm just glad that game developers are coming up with somewhat unique ideas and not just like having their game be a hack and slash or shoot the monster in the head kind of game. So
Right.
I appreciate this, and especially if you're a game developer, I think this is a game that you should play. I think it's good for you to go through this and kind of see what works and see what doesn't work and kind of go through it. I think it has some unique ideas, and so I think my stamp has to be something like, I appreciate its existence.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm glad the people
Hey.
made it.
Yeah, no, it's a, yeah. We are all talking in the chat about how Casper was just typing super loud, which is
Yeah.
totally going to come
That's-
across.
Don't peek
I-
behind the curtain.
Yeah. Oh no,
The sausage.
I-
Sausage.
I didn't realize my keyboard was so loud, but yeah.
super clicky. I'm sure mine did just now trying to tell you about it. Yeah, no, I think like I didn't put this on our talk, but in my notes I was like, this feels like a game made by game designers for game designers.
Yeah.
for sure. So that's, who's to say if that's a good thing or a bad thing? But I agree with you on the point that like I think it's something that someone who cares about game design should definitely check out.
Yeah, it's got a lot of great ideas for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna put. Let's see. Oh Lord, I wasn't ready before this. It's a solo board game. It's a board game you don't play with anybody else. Because that's
like
most of it's just like dice rolling and writing down numbers behind the scenes. Like it's pretty much just a board game.
Mm-hmm.
You
That's
can
like one of
swap
those
any of the
stickers you
random
won't
events
peel
for
off.
drawing a card, like
Right.
with those events printed on it. So
This would
It feels
actually
very much
make
like a
kind
board
of a good board game, right?
I would 100% play this as a board game.
Like a
or
part,
and
maybe
like
if it's
somehow make it
multiplayer or something.
yeah, multiplayer, right? Like maybe everybody represents their own house with their own interests, and there can only be one winner, but everyone can lose, something like that.
This sounds
Write
cool.
that down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. All right,
Casper, type it real
I'll
quick.
call it. All right, Casper, what's your stamp, buddy?
If you want to start a cult, read the manual first.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Yeah. Yeah, good God, this game needs a
Ooh.
tutorial like nobody's
That is
business.
that is a great. I didn't even think of because you had mentioned like the art is kind of like those older style games or
Ooh.
whatever.
Physical.
This feels like a game that should have come with like a physical manual
Yeah.
like in the box, right? That you could read beforehand that told you
Yeah.
everything. That's
I
ship
was-
me a manual. That's what I want.
I was checking that because Steam has an option where you can actually add like a PDF manual to their library.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, because some games have that. So I thought maybe this game has that, but
Yeah.
Oh, then we're just idiots, right? If it actually
Well,
happens.
Yeah.
I think that's part of why it seems like a game for game designers, right? Because they're just like, "Fuck you, idiot! Figure it out." Like, you
Yeah.
like games so much, like, can't you figure this out? But to like the layperson, it's like, "Oh my God, Jesus Christ!" Cool. All right. So manuals. I think that's a good name for the episode. I'm on team. Put that as the name for
Ooh,
the
if
episode.
you're gonna start a cult, read the manual. That's great.
Yeah.
That's a great title.
Yeah. All
Start with
right.
the pen and the pad. No worries, guys.
Do we want to take a quick break, or do we want to just jump right into?
Bro, let's just jump right in.
just jump
I guess
right
I
in.
don't
Good
want
to
to
go.
speak for everybody, but
I should jump in. All right, it's a oft-requested, long-awaited return to everybody's favorite segment, Casper's Crazy Question Quorum Hour.
yeah, we haven't actually done that in a while.
This one, it's hotly demanded by all of our 7 fans.
Yeah.
so I figured this one would be might be a good one too because we are just under like an hour or whatever. So I figured it'd be good to fill up space, dude. It's like you guys are saying, it's an often requested. So Casper, what's the question?
People are clamoring.
Question is, what is your favorite and worst video game controllers, or most hated video game controllers?
Yep.
So who wants to go first?
Are they allowed to be the same one?
Sure.
Interesting.
Well, I don't know.
Interesting.
I mean,
super curious.
it probably doesn't actually like cross into being, top in either category. But like the N64 controller, I love it. It's a
Oh.
bad controller. It's a
Yeah.
dog shit
That
controller.
thing hurts,
Yeah.
dude. It hurts.
You're not supposed to do that, Cody.
They say
Cody,
but there's
for
no-
audio, Cody did the thing where you rub your palm into the middle stick while you're playing Mario Party. You just fuck it up.
it really hurts.
Yeah, then you break the stick. Almost all the controllers I ever bought secondhand have like a broken thumbstick from that.
Yeah.
But yeah, for me, probably the worst one would have to be like the Xbox like Duke controller. I don't like the Xbox Duke controller. Is that
Dude,
crazy?
That thing's meaty.
Wow.
You're
The
telling
thing's
me you don't
meaty as
have
fuck.
giant hands?
I have like little piano player fingers. I don't know. They're for big man hands for playing Gears of War. And I'm just not equipped. I don't know. It's fine. I just when I was a kid, we had the Duke, and then we got the smaller one after as our second controller, and I like way preferred that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's probably my least favorite.
Can I say a least favorite real quick?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the Wii U controller really sucks. Like the gamepad.
Yeah.
Just like,
yeah.
I mean, okay, so it wasn't that it wasn't uncomfortable. I mean, it did its job. It was totally serviceable. But just the fact that, it always needed to be plugged in. Mine never had charge. It like, I don't know, it was really heavy. It was like a Fisher-Price thing, right? That's what everybody compares it to.
When you're 16 and you don't yet have a smartphone or a laptop of your own, it's really good for watching Netflix on, okay? I used to sit in my bed and watch Netflix on it. It was sick.
I did like it because I would play game because you could play games on it while your family's watching
Someone's
TV.
using the TV. Yeah.
It's
Your
pretty
Steam
useful.
Deck sucks, Kody.
Yeah. It had a pretty decent range too.
Yeah, it worked.
Okay.
I mean, my TV
Yeah.
was downstairs, and my bedroom was like way up in upstairs in my room. Like,
Yeah.
you guys know the exact layout of my mom's house, right? I don't need to explain this anymore. But yeah,
I actually kind of like the Wii U controller.
yeah, I think Cody's dumb.
Yeah.
No, dude, that thing sucks, bro. Come on.
Oh well, Cody's got a poster of all the controllers.
Yeah, my girlfriend gave this to me.
So do you
We
not
could
like
use this as a guide?
if you don't like the Wii U controller, does that mean you don't like the Switch? Because the Switch is
I mean,
heavier,
the
I
Switch
think.
has the Joy-Cons are kind of awful too, right?
Yeah. I don't
They're,
like the
too
Joy-Cons.
small.
Yeah.
I was
Joy-Cons,
actually- yeah.
they like
They
rub
hurt.
into my palm in a painful way after a
Mhm.
while.
Well, the
I
thing with the
can't,
Joy-Con
I can't
that
play the
sucks
Switch in
is-
handheld mode more than like an hour at a time until my
Yeah.
hands start to like cramp up.
Same.
Yeah, and like it sucks too because I've been playing. I guess it's another game I've been playing with Riley a lot is Mario Kart. So like we split the Switch, but the Joy-Con like because they're off-centered. If you have the right one or the left one, whichever, but it's like too close. So you're like playing Mario Kart like this, dude.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
so stupid.
Like you're riding a tiny little bike.
Yeah,
Right.
and like I get what they're going for. Like it is really cool that every console has two controllers just built in, but they do.
We
kinda
need
suck.
Joy-Con Duke Edition. Yeah. Giant
Big
Joy-Cons.
meaty honking Joy-Cons. Yeah.
That's my least
Joseph,
favorite though. Is the,
what's your least favorite?
My least favorite. These days, actually, I'm gonna go with the PlayStation 3 controller. I did not.
Yeah?
The
I did
original,
not
like the
like,
6-axis or the DualShock 3?
the original the first one, I guess.
Yeah, the one that didn't
just-
have a fucking rumble feature for
Yeah.
some reason.
No rumble feature, and it just the ergonomics. There's a reason why the new PS5 controller looks like the Xbox controller now, and it's because it's actually fucking ergonomic, and you can hold it in your hand pretty comfortably. So
Yeah.
yeah, those they were solid controllers or whatever once they had the rumble and everything. But as if you want to sit there and play games for 12 hours, it's just not fun.
Yeah, they're a little small too. Like
they are
they
really
make my
like,
hands feel
They're
massive.
very small, dude. Yeah, absolutely. Like also too, Joe. Like I don't know. It's like whatever plastic they used. I found that one to be more. Like nowadays, it's commonplace for like the bottom of a controller to be kind of like grippier, right?
Yeah.
Right.
But with the PS3 controller specifically, I think can get slick, dude. You're playing
Yeah,
Mario for
you
2.
get sweaty and yeah.
You're like Mountain Dew out of your mind, dude. You're like you're slipping all around that thing, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Casper, what's your least favorite?
I don't know if I really have a least favorite. I might have to agree.
Okay, Casper just
Where?
loves all video games equally or something.
What a gamer, huh?
What a pure at heart gamer.
I kind of agree that the N64 one is pretty bad, but at the same time, I have so much nostalgia with that
Yeah.
controller that it kind of
Right.
just outweighs all the bad parts about it. I don't know. I've had a lot of really bad, cheap third-party controllers.
Right, those
Like-
belong in their own category. We
Yeah.
can all agree
Right,
that anything Mad
right.
Catz ever made is the worst thing ever.
Just terrible.
Well, I was
Yeah.
gonna say too, like I wouldn't even count any. To me, I wouldn't in this discussion. I wasn't thinking of anything like older than a NES controller. Like if someone has qualms about the Atari 2600, go away. I don't want to talk to you. We're talking about
Yeah. Get back to your assisted living home.
right. Like okay, so we got one of these guys, an Atari Jaguar. Like
Yeah.
a lot of these I haven't even.
That's
touched,
newer
that's
than
why.
2100, but yeah.
No, for sure. I was just saying, like, I don't want to Anything with like a keypad, bro. I don't even want to talk about it.
What about the official GameCube controller that is a whole ass keyboard?
For that one game, like
Yeah, for like Phantasy Star
Phantasy
Online,
Star,
I
yeah.
think they made a it's like
Like-
a whole
Really?
keyboard with a GameCube controller on either side. I would love to show up to like a Smash like weekly with that, like fucking wave dashing on kids and then like trying to, I don't know, just pretending to
Type
type
in the chat.
like flame
Yeah.
shit at them. Yeah.
I'm trying to find controllers that I hate, and I just found this one on Amazon, and it's just like this cat Nintendo controller. It's got like little cat ears. I sent a link in the
we
chat.
said worst controller.
Oh, it's,
Casper,
I mean,
not
it's cute.
best.
It's very cute.
I just thought it was funny looking.
Speaking of weird controllers, before we get onto the good ones, did you guys ever get those like plug and play games that would like go right into the TV and they're just like a
Yeah.
controller?
Oh yeah,
You about to?
I
bring
had
up
the Atari
SpongeBob.
one.
Oh yeah. Did you say you had a SpongeBob one, Kody?
Yeah, it's like it was essentially a Atari joystick, but it was SpongeBob's nose. So he'd be like
Yeah.
whipping his nose around, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a bunch of those.
I had
Holy
one that was
cow.
like Spider-Man.
That GameCube controller, the one with the keyboard in the middle, that's $400 on eBay right now.
Yeah.
It only
wow.
worked
Yeah,
for like one
it's
game.
it's a
but-
crazy it's like a crazy collectible because it wasn't manufactured that much because
Wow.
no one wanted it. I mean, did the GameCube even? I don't think by default it had like an Ethernet port. I think you had to buy an attachment to add it, and
Well,
it would like hook
probably
onto the
was
bottom, like
trying to
the
think of timing, but it
like
might
the
be
Game Boy
before.
Advance adapter that would go on the bottom.
Yeah,
Mm.
there's definitely some. You had to buy like other stuff besides just the game and the controller for it to work
Yeah.
for sure.
All right, so Casper, if you don't have a good one for like your least favorite, what's your favorite?
I think my favorite is probably like the Xbox 360 to the new ones. Actually, I mean the newer ones are probably way better than the 360, but like it's like the standard controller for everything.
Mhm. It's
It
your
just
favorite.
works.
It's your favorite. You can add nostalgia in. It's your favorite.
I
Playing Halo Reach with the boys. What? How old would you have been? Like 10, playing Halo Reach. 11,
yeah,
12.
I actually never got into Halo,
Oh.
so I was just playing single player games.
Loser.
Oh, but it's just, I mean, it's a solid controller. It works with almost everything.
It is like perfected, right? Because I haven't changed it in.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, the new
So-
controllers are just the 360 controller, like pretty
Yeah.
much.
Pretty much, it's just like
because I've actually
smoother.
never held an Xbox One controller.
It's
Oh, yeah.
a slightly chunkier version of because the 360 controller I have both for like PC games,
Yeah.
and I actually usually will just use the 360 controller unless I want like fancy haptic feedback.
Okay.
But that's why it's bigger, is because there's like a cool ass haptic motor
I-
in the back and shit.
I like to so like the 360, the battery it would like stick out in the back,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and my fingers would like get stuck in the like that
Crack.
divot in the middle.
The
yeah,
butt crack, yeah.
yeah, the butt cracks of the controller. And the new ones, it's just smooth on the back. It's like way
Yeah.
nicer.
Yeah. I have a wired 360 controller that has it's like smooth on the back, which is perfect
Right.
for PC gaming. It's crazy that recently, like, we were putting batteries in controllers, like, it wasn't that long ago, guys.
Yeah.
You know.
Which would you guys prefer? Like the PlayStation hasn't had batteries in like ever, so.
Well,
Yeah, they never had
Like,
batteries. that
which do you
could
guys
swap out.
prefer? Like, would you prefer being able to charge it? Because I know, like, a lot of people complain about the charge cycle if you don't have batteries. Like, batteries just last, a good amount of time. But to me, I've always had two, and I just charge one while I'm not playing it. So
I
I'm
like-
That's a very privileged
I guess
thing,
it is, but
Kody.
like, it's just
Not
another
everybody has two
controller.
controllers.
I like
You don't have friends, like you never have a person come.
No one's ever come over to my house.
the Xbox One controller. What's nice about it is that you could put like a recharge pack in there if you wanted to, but it just uses AA's. And what I do is I just get the rechargeable AA's, so that I could just swap them in and out whenever, and then just
Mine
charge
never
those
last
separately.
long, dude. They get all like acidy, and then you're not supposed to like put it in
Use
your
them.
mouth, or else you're
Yeah, I still do. It makes my tongue burn.
But yeah.
All right, Joseph, what's your number one controller?
Well, I was gonna say 360, but I don't feel like I can copy Casper, so I'm going to go with the true answer, and everybody else is wrong. I want to be clear, because the best video game controller of all time is the mouse and fucking keyboard.
Nice.
Oh
I'll
my
count it.
god!
I'll count
Oh
it.
my fucking god! Those are fighting words, dude. Oh my god!
Actually,
I'll
I
allow
do
it.
have to. I don't know. There are some games that actually work way better with a controller. I have to admit that. Like, absolutely.
100%.
Yeah, like
Try
Shrouded
playing
Isle.
fucking Dark Souls with the mouse and keyboard. That
Yeah.
sucks.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Or any game where you're driving with the keyboard and you have to like press A and D to like somehow turn. Like, yeah, it's not
Yeah.
fun. It's not fun.
But yeah, that's true. It's it's really good at what it's good at.
Yeah.
As someone who grew up playing consoles and then I got a PC like at the end of high school, like, goddamn, I'm way better at shooting games now.
You're right. Right.
Kody, what's your number one?
So, I feel like Evan, you might be a little upset,
I'm
but so I don't want to copy.
I'm
so,
gonna throw a fit.
so my answer probably would have been like an Xbox one. That's probably what it is. But I want to give a shout out to
Ooh.
my Steam Deck. No, I'm just kidding. I'm giving a shout out to the Wii controller. I actually really
Yeah.
like. I'm thinking about it. The Wii controller is actually pretty sick, right? You get a bunch of like foam bullshit that doesn't do anything to the game. You slap it on top. Now it's a tennis racket, right? You put that
Right.
in a Guitar Hero controller. Now you're playing Guitar Hero, right? Like you can put
Right.
that thing everywhere. You got the
Yeah.
nunchuck. Doing this
Definitely the
thing.
most unique controller out there. That's for sure.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think so. I also did like playing a lot of virtual console games, right? You flip it on its side. You're playing NES, SNES.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like it's really versatile when a lot of controllers like aren't able to be, but it
Yeah.
still like wasn't stupid like the Joy-Con, right? Like where it's not, it wasn't small. Plus, dude,
Yeah.
I had a Luigi one, man, with his overalls.
Nice. Yeah.
But yeah, I'll give a shout out to
Um,
the Wii.
Did you
controller.
guys have like the big squishy bits so that you didn't destroy your TV? Like,
What do you mean, like?
well, there's
Oh,
like the big
the
fucking
cover.
Wii condom. Yeah, it's like a
Yeah,
condom.
the cover thing.
Wait.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess that
had
was
a
for
couple
your
of those.
TV, right? I guess.
I mean, what else would it be for? Like, because people
like
kept
a
throwing their
grip, I
Wiimotes
guess,
into
but
their
yeah.
TVs.
yeah,
Give
that's
you some
that's always
grippage
funny.
there.
I'm a
Yeah.
strap
How
guy.
can you
I
say
was
it's the best
strapped.
controller when it destroyed so many CRTs and you can't use them anymore? That's fucked up. All right. Well, since we have talked about all these controllers, I'm gonna just go with my best being the GameCube controller because it's the best controller for playing Super Smash Bros. Melee on the Nintendo GameCube. My favorite children's party game from 2003, 2001, 2003. Oh god,
But, like-
I'm a bad Melee fan.
I like the GameCube controller too. It definitely is super comfy.
2001, not 3. Fuck. It's
But
embarrassing.
is
Yeah.
there a way we can improve it, right? Like the
No.
the C stick, you like it? You keeping it?
I'm keeping it. As long as you
Ah.
don't need to play something where you need to move a camera, it's perfect, right? Like,
Okay, feel
because
ya.
you're right. The C stick is
Yeah.
dog shit as like a right stick.
As a
I
right,
agree
yeah.
on that. But like for Smash, where it is like those 8 directions, that's all you care about with it. It's perfect for that.
It's interesting.
It's perfect
too,
for
'cause
flicking. It's a good flickable stick.
It is flickable.
And if you guys know me, I've always said this. I love flick and stick.
Yeah, yeah.
So
That's the new title.
It's your
of the podcast.
catchphrase.
Well, I'm trying to
I've
think.
always
Evan,
said that.
because I like the face buttons too. That they're all different. You don't have to look down at it, right? And you
Yeah.
can just feel it out. But I also don't. Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
Like the fact that one's kind of like curving. Like, what's up with that guy? You know what I mean? Like, but
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess I've never thought about it like that, about that aspect of it, because I just like got used to it and I never thought about it. But that's probably the design point behind it is to like
they're all
'cause-
unique without like you can feel it without looking.
right? You don't have to form a mental map like with the Xbox and PlayStation controllers of what button is where.
Yeah,
Um,
I think
I don't-
that might be. It's definitely like really comfortable, but I think there's slight things you could do to improve it. Like I'm not a big fan of like the shoulder button. Not
The
the
Z?
trigger. The Z.
Yeah,
Like
But
yeah, just that it's like a little clicker instead of like something with a little more like stuff to pull on.
I did like how the triggers
something?
like were pressure sensitive, right? So if you do it
Dude, that's what I was
Yeah.
gonna bring up. What makes it cool? Remember in fucking Super Mario Sunshine when you'd like
The water
you know,
spray.
spritz. Yeah, you could either like spray really hard, or you could like spritz a little bit, like you got a kidney stone coming or something.
Yeah.
You know, it was awesome.
Was the GameCube the first to do that?
First I know about
Yeah.
like analog,
Triggers.
like pressure although no, I don't know if it's first or whatever, but do you know what is a often untalked about feature of the PlayStation 2 controller? The fucking face buttons are analog.
Oh yeah, there was a JRPG I played where it in the tutorial for like playing a song or something, you had to lightly push the button, and
Yeah.
it blew my mind.
Yeah,
Like,
it was so
what?
bad. It didn't work like 90% of the time, and like when you're in the heat of the moment, you like never
Yeah.
want to do that.
Like you have to really hit it hard if you want
Yeah,
I don't know, it's weird. I just didn't even know about that though, except for that one game.
yeah, it's very weird. All right, boys. I think we can call this a shorty episode. What are we looking at?
Like 115. Nice
Yeah, it's a
little
good
115.
episode. It's a good episode. Casper, you want to tell us what our next game is, my friend?
Sure. The next game is gonna be Rogue Legacy 2. The sequel to Rogue Legacy.
And I realize now it was actually Kody's choice, but thank you for telling me anyway, Casper. I forgot. Yeah, so we're going to play some Rogue Legacy 2. Play along with us or whatever. Check it out. It just came out
I
at
will
one
be.
point. Huh?
It's
You will
I
be?
will be. Because I have
Yeah.
not played any of the Rogue Legacy games at all. Do I have
Joe,
to
you're
play
gonna
one?
like it.
Like, is there a story? Do I have to play one before
No.
I play two? Okay.
I mean, I feel pretty confident that you do not.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
I played a lot of both now, and you're good.
But
Yeah.
Rogue Legacy 2's not out yet? Did you just say it's in like
No,
1
sorry.
point something?
It just came out of early access like a month ago.
Oh, okay.
So this is 1.0, so we're playing the big boy
Wow.
stuff, you know?
I
None of
feel
that
like-
kid shit.
Cody, I feel like I've been hearing you talk about this game for like 5 years. Has it been like in development for a while?
I feel like
Probably
it has,
Rogue Legacy 1, though. I mean, because
Maybe-
Rogue Legacy
yeah,
2
maybe I just heard
came
you
out
talk
like
about
last
Rogue
year
Legacy.
in early
Okay.
access. Yeah.
Yeah, Rogue Legacy 1 is I used to play that on PS Vita all the time. It was fucking so stupid
Yeah.
for buying a Vita, but it was fun on the Vita.
This show is bad for my wallet. Every time I'm on this show, I end up buying a game, and this time I bought 2. I bought Donut County and Rogue Legacy 2 while we were sitting here talking.
Woo!
So,
Yeah. Valve
well-
sponsor us. We're generating sales. Can we generate commission off this? You think that would be sick?
right? Some sort of like an Amazon link, but for Steam.
Yeah,
That'd be
an
really
affiliate. Yeah, I would like to be a Steam affiliate. So yeah, I want to thank my good friends Joseph, Casper, and Kody for joining me. Check out Rogue Legacy 2. This has been Any Percent, episode 23. Thanks so much for listening.